am Jeremy. This is NFL Chaos. And I bring the chaos. Just trying to see if there was any time I could be here where no one would be here and it would just be like it used to be when I first started the channel. It was just, you could hear like crickets. But apparently there's always those of you out there always ready. And I'll be back to call out your names and make you feel special right after this.
I would regret it if people look back at the first episode and you weren't on it.
Yeah, well, I like that. It's called forward thinking.
We have one of the worst beats in the world. We do. Our beat is horrible.
Connor could shove that article up his ass.
And then I went to that game and I was like, this is the greatest team I've ever seen in my life. I'm a Jet fan. This is going to be the greatest run ever. Yeah.
No, because if they take Ekwonu, I'm not complaining.
Joe Douglas is the king of keeping shit close to the vest.
A 2, a 4, and a 6 for Darnold?
Did the Jets really ruin Sam Darnold? Or did Sam Darnold just suck all along and we were just trying to talk ourselves into it?
And Hamilton is a player who can potentially make a very big impact.
And suddenly here we are today, you can't get rid of him.
Right, it's like a plague.
Joe Douglas was hired because he's not those general managers.
Okay, Luscious.
Somebody is going to fall just like Elijah Moore did, just like Michael Carter did.
You know, what would, if you had one sentence to say to Joe Douglas, what would you say? So you would say, you had me at hello, and then give him a big old wet one right on the smack.
What's up, my friend Scott Wilson? Good to see you. What is up, John the Postman? Get ready for your show tomorrow. Make sure you're not too tired. Matthias Simon, Chaos Crickets, because it's 12:10. Gotta smack. And Scott Wilson, are you you're on are you back in California? I thought you were in Texas now. Are you back in Orange County? Drinking those, what do they call them? The Greyhounds? That's when I was in Orange County. Everybody was into Greyhounds. They'd go to that, forgetting the name of it. It was one of those chain kind of, not like TGI Fridays. It was like TGI Fridays, but it was like a little bit fancier. But it was one of those chain kind of restaurants, and everybody would drink Greyhounds there. Back in Orange County. Yeah, there you go. Santa Ana, California. I've flown into that airport, John Wayne Airport, so many times, man. I lost track. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've flown into that airport when I used to work for a company that was located in Huntington. But I used to also stay by the Marriott. There's a beautiful Marriott. It's probably still there, right near the airport, like less than a 10-minute drive. Beautiful marquee Marriott. Restaurants on the ground floor. Those were back in the late 90s when tech companies and my company would put us up in nice places when we traveled, and we got to like use expense accounts. And the best was I traveled with my boss, and he was a big roller. So he always I never had to feel bad about it. Like we'd always go and drink and eat good food. And man, why did I leave that and go to education? I'm a sucker. That's what I am. A sucker. Hello, everybody. So here's the big theme that I've been noticing that's going around. Big thing is wide receiver, right? Everybody is losing their minds. And what's weird to me, and maybe I'm wrong, is, okay, let me preface this. Yes, realistically, to be competitive, especially in this AFC, the way it looks right now, you need to have a lot of weapons. I get it. And when I don't want to say this in a negative way, when we're seriously competing for a championship, we would, oh yeah, you got okay, I'll highlight that in a second. When we're serious and competing for a championship, to play teams at that level and beat teams like that at level, we will need more than just Elijah Moore and Corey Davis and Braxton Berrios. This is obvious. But it feels like a lot of teams in the NFL that aren't championship teams that are in the hunt right now, like considered favorites to be in the playoffs, have some just regular average wide receivers, and they have a couple of really good ones. We have Corey Davis, who's a really good one. I know he had an off year, but he's really good. He might not be a WR1 like elite, but he's really good. And Elijah Moore was, for a rookie, was very, very good. And we don't know what his ceiling is. I don't count Braxton Berrios is like a gadget player. I love him, don't get me wrong, but I'm not even counting him really. And then, but most teams, they'll have like two names like that. There's plenty of teams that'll have like a really good guy, $12.5 million a year, Corey Davis. And then they'll have this young stud, Elijah Moore, everyone's excited about. And then they have a bunch of wide receivers no one's ever heard of, or guys that are just okay. Now, we're going to draft probably another one. Like, well, let's say, and whoever it is, Treylon Burks, Drake London, whoever it is, Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson. Now we're a team that has these two good wide receivers, this up-and-coming Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, and we have this young rookie who's everyone's, that we use a first-round pick on possibly, that everyone's really excited about, just like we're excited about Elijah Moore. Now, here's the thing. Can we rely on them? Are we ready for championship-level football? Maybe not. And maybe we need those guys to develop and blossom and both be for real. Like Elijah Moore has to take the next step. Garrett Wilson has to not be a bust, and he has to have a good rookie year and show that he has a high ceiling. I get it all. But here's my point. We're not playing at a championship level. There shouldn't be the expectation yet that we're going to be able to play at a championship level. If we do, that's great. I hope for it as much as anybody. I'm dreaming and hoping that we could win 11 games, just like everybody else. But I'm also remembering that a year ago we had nothing, except for we just signed Carl Lawson, and we just signed some guys, and we were looking forward to a draft. We had some picks, but we had nothing. We thought we had something in Mims. We didn't. Hopefully we will, but we didn't for last year, right? And you notice I don't even mention his name now because everybody knows how I stand on Mims. I'm hoping and praying that it was a horrible year and he bounces back in life and his career and is a great or a good solid wide receiver for us or something. But Becton got hurt. We didn't know that was going to happen. But we had some guys. We had Marcus May. We had Quinnen Williams. We had Becton. We had Mims. That's what we thought at the time, right? We had some players. Then we got Carl Lawson and got excited. And we thought Fatukasi would be good against the run. So, we had some guys, but we weren't realistically going to compete. And we knew that we were in a rebound. Yeah, Crowder too. And we might, okay, and I'll talk about that. I'll talk about the possibilities, because obviously the offseason's not over yet. But we weren't ready to compete if you were being realistic. We were hoping to build a team. We were ripping it down and rebuilding it. We were going into the season with a rookie quarterback, right? The plan was to grow, to rebuild. And it wasn't a one-year rebuild project where we're going to suddenly be competitive. It was a long-term rebuild, meaning anywhere up to 4 to 5 years. And I know that's hard to hear. And I don't mean be competitive in 4 to 5 years. I mean Super Bowl competitive in 4 to 5 years. Now, that's a process. Year 2 of that process, which is right now coming up, is more than last year. We can't go 4-13. Otherwise, we got to get very serious and think about what's going on, right? And is it the right plan? Is it the right people? No question about it. But it takes time to build a championship roster. It doesn't happen in 1 year. Forget the Bengals. Forget anomalies, okay? Forget things that's what we're hoping. Maybe we're in the Super Bowl somehow next year or deep in the playoffs. Miracle. Great. No complaints. Hoping it happens. But you can't hold a GM or a coach to that. You can't say that's the expectation when a team is rebuilding. We're rebuilding a team. Okay? So last year we got Elijah Moore and signed Corey Davis, and we brought them in. Right? This year, we got those two guys. You got Berrios as right now a gadget player. Now we're going to look and see what happens. Now we might re-sign Keenan Cole. We might re-sign Crowder. Okay? I know Cole is not going to win a popularity contest. He's not a stud receiver. But he's a guy who knows the system, who made some very good catches, who could be a guy that you put at the Y, opposite of Corey Davis, with Elijah in the slot, or Elijah with Corey Davis when we play a 12 personnel. And we're fine. It's not ideal. It's not championship, but we're not championship. We're a team that needs to win 8 games. We're a team that needs to take the next step. We can't fill every room. We can't magically in 2 years have a room that's 5 wide receivers deep. We have to build it. So if he doesn't draft a wide receiver or sign another one, I'm just like you. What the hell's going on here? Are we going with Vincent and Jeff Smith? I agree. But we haven't not signed somebody yet. We just started free agency. There's tons of names on lists of paper. Guys who are going to get cut. There's tons of guys. He's obviously not interested in a $12 million plus guy. He's interested in somebody. He's interested probably, if you're using logic and common sense, he's probably going to draft a wide receiver that he believes deeply is going to be a very good player. And he's going to sign a wide receiver that's competent. And if we get hurt this year, if the starter goes down and we're stuck playing a weaker receiver, yeah, that's what happens when you haven't built a championship level team yet, because we won't have the depth that we want. But we can't compromise the rebuild by spending every dollar and tying up our money for the next 3 years in 28 to 30-year-old receivers that are not going to be there when we are competitive. Because just trying to spend your money and win now never works. It doesn't work. We can't take a 4-13 team and buy some players and think we're a championship team. It doesn't work like that. We still got some work to do on the interior defensive line. We still got some work to do in the secondary. We do. Right? We don't know that edge yet. We have to, hopefully one of them will drop. Carl Lawson, we don't know if he's going to come back, how effective he'll be. We're hoping he's going to be great. We don't know that for sure. We are holding on to hope. We're naming players that have done it, and we're holding on to hope that he'll be one of those players and not one of the many that have never been able to come back from that injury. There's lots of building that has to happen. Zach Wilson still needs to get some experience, a lot of experience. Okay, so don't look at it as we need to have that final piece or that deep wide receiver room tomorrow. We need to have it maybe by the end of free agency going into next season after that. Like, because year 3, now we're saying, okay, we want to win 8 games and then we want to be competitive for the playoffs year 3. Get some playoff experience, hope we make a wild card. And then that's where you come back year 4. And now we're thinking, can we be a championship level team? Are we going to be a team that takes the next step? And now we're a team people actually take seriously in year 4 and 5 of this rebuild. That's how it looks. That's how he drew it out. He's not lying. He didn't say we're going to be in the Super Bowl in 2 years. Let me say hello to some people. Hello, Mess. Yeah, man. Crowder's been good. You know what? Every time I see Crowder, I think of clam chowder. Can't help it. I just had frozen pizza, so I can't complain. Mike's Ultimate Pizza. It was really good. We want to win some games. Yeah, we want to win some games. Hold on. The realistic, we're still in developmental mode. Thank you. Exactly. What's up, boys? What's up, Mike Galizia? How you doing? Welcome. Hey, man, sub up if you haven't subbed up yet. Aiden Tobin, my friend, the Jacksonville Jaguar fan. March Madness. Then Live W. Then Live W. What's Live W mean? I like March Madness. I enjoy it. I'm not as into it as this year because I've been so busy with this channel, but I love on Thursdays and Fridays that first day, watching like a 15th seed upset a 2 seed. It's exciting. This AFC is loaded. It is loaded, man. It is loaded. There's no question. It's not going to be easy. The AFC West is just out of control. I think they're just waiting until the draft for WR. Yeah, man. I think that we're going to draft another young wide receiver. I think we're going to pick somebody up because we need to have bodies, right? We need to fill the room. It might be Keenan Cole. Look, I know he was a disappointment. I was one of the ones people were yelling at me for being so critical of him because I used to call him the Invisible Man in the beginning, but he's not. He's serviceable. He knows the system. He's very like he makes big plays. He had some big plays, some really nice plays. He's not a bad WR4, WR3, come in when we play an 11 personnel. He's not a bad third guy. He's just not championship level, right? We don't want to play Kansas City or Buffalo or the Raiders in San Diego and expect to compete if he's coming in a lot. We want a higher quality guy, but to complement Elijah and Corey Davis. And whoever we draft might not be ready to be that guy year one, but that's okay. That's why we might be a team and we're fighting to be a team that takes the next step and wins 8 games. Now, maybe we get a guy that has a Jamal Chase type year, right? They have a year like Chase. And maybe we win 10, 11 games because Zach takes a big step forward. And maybe Elijah is a freaking beast that's unstoppable because our offensive line is better. Like, we don't know. Things like that could happen. We've seen teams do it. Again, but that's not the expectation we have that means success or not. We win 8 games and Zach Wilson looks really good and is significantly better than last year. We have to be happy. We have to accept that and be happy and say, okay, what do we need now to go from 8 wins? We went from 2 wins to 4 wins to 8 wins. What do we have to do to get to 11, 12, 13 wins? What's that piece that we need? What are those pieces? That's how you build a winner. That's sustainable, that you can win for a long time. Oh, kill me now. Okay, I fell behind already because you guys are up to the Smiths. Perman and Doxson are huge disappointments. Yeah. There's always going to be people who are disappointments, right? So that's the downside. And that's why we always say we have to draft right. It's not so much like, I know people are like, you have to draft this guy, you have to draft that guy, or you have to draft this position here and this position there. But at the end of the day, what we remember for years to come is how we picked. Did the guys work out? That's what really matters at the end of the day. JD has been deliberate in free agency, and I like it. Me too. We need some wide receiver depth, but I'm not sure about needing a wide receiver star. I'm trusting him on this one. Let's see what the roster looks like in training camp. I agree, and I think we do need another star or another high level guy. I just don't think we need that next year, or it's a necessity for next year. It's a want. It's a like. Boy, I'd love to have, and we might get it. We might draft someone who's right away a star. It happens. It's not impossible. We might draft Garrett Wilson. He might be a star right from day one. He might be. Beckham, remember, man? He was like hurt, and he came in like game 7 or 8 for the Giants, and he was a stud from day one. Chase last year. Waddle was really good last year. A lot of guys were good their rookie year last year. And I don't believe that it's impossible that there's not some gold in this draft class. Weaker draft class doesn't mean there's not going to be a superstar out there, or 2 or 3. There's just no way to know. The biggest mystery is Christian Watson. And I say that because he could be a guy who's going to never adjust to this level. He might not have the football IQ to be in the West Coast offense, or he might be, oh my God, there was no way to tell how good he was because he played at North Dakota and he's 6'5" and he runs a 4.3 and he's out of control and nobody can stop him. But that's it's like, that's a dice roll. I mean, I trust JD and the scouts more than I trust myself. So we'll see. What up, Cravat? Oh, is my screen reflecting? I'm like, you need to adjust your seating. The glare of your screen. Oh my God, I was going to wear my contact lenses today and try them out, so I didn't have any glare. And I forgot. That sucks. My head, oh, you're talking about that? Is my head doing an extra glare? Look at the I shaved, so is the head extra glary? What's up, Friggle D? Good to see you, my brother. That logo Treadwell could be nice, cheap WR depth. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's so too early. It's like so early in this process for people to be thinking we're not going to get wide receiver help. It's so early. People have no idea. It's like, yes, the big names go. Everybody's in a race to sign the big names in free agency. There's tons of free agents left, and there's tons of cuts left. So many people made big contracts, they're going to have to cut people. A lot of the cuts didn't even happen yet. I think JD waits on wide receiver until draft because even the pick isn't ready. I think things at least we get out of Cole last year. Exactly. I agree 100%. Just a guy who can play. Maybe we re-sign Cole and a rookie who puts up some numbers, 400 or 500 yards. Some contribution, but Elijah Moore takes a big step forward. Corey Davis has a better year. He had some drops. Otherwise, before he got hurt, Corey Davis had some big games too. I'm telling you, in 2 or 3 years now, we're gonna look back at all this and laugh. I had my shirt off at the club last night. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I do want to do a draft with you, J. Cole, special show where you do whatever you want, like go crazy. Okay, it's just that anything that's not going to get me in trouble with YouTube, like, and if people, and I'm going to tell people and warn people, like get Mo Bob and say, hey guys, don't watch this because Cole's going to go crazy. Only if you're up for it. Only if you're up for someone who's very, very insane. But Jay Cole, I'm going to let you go crazy. Okay, people think it's a disaster and you shouldn't do that. But I heard there was a Weapons Hot After Dark where those guys got so drunk that Jimmy collapsed on the computer and broke the connection and broke the stream. And it's like a classic episode. It's like famous. So sometimes when, we don't know, controversy could be a good thing. He may be higher than we originally thought. Yeah. You know what? I got my fingers crossed, man. There's nothing I would love more for Mims to step up and be much better and be a contributor. But I just don't think we can trust it or count on it. It's a prove it year for him. Yeah, I agree. We're going to play a lot of 12 personnel. And I'm hoping that we're going to run the ball a lot. Not to be boring, but if we run the ball a lot, it means that we're successful at running the ball, right? If we're running the ball a lot, it means we're not trailing by a lot of points. So we're hoping that we end up running the ball a lot. And that's the best way to help Zach. You want to help Zach develop? Now we got Tomlinson. Our line is complete. Becton's back. If he comes back healthy and strong, have an effective running game. Just effectively run the ball, force them to put 8-9 guys in the box, force them to respect our running game. And then you see how much easier it'll be for Zach. That's better than a wide receiver weapon. People argue that all day. And it's to me, it's not even an argument. What's better for a quarterback? An average to good, regular NFL wide receiver and a crappy running game and not great pass protection, or a great running game with good pass protection and an average receiver. So imagine an average receiver like a Keenan Cole and Corey Davis, average guys, right? Or would you rather have no pass protection, no running game, and have a Robinson and Devontae Adams? What are they going to do if he has no time? If he can't drop back, you saw what was happening to him in the pocket. If he can't get the ball off to him, what good is it? If everybody's back and they're playing us, what good is it? I'm telling you, we'll get the receivers, but let's get the offensive line. Let's start winning in the trenches. Let's get the running game going. Let's get this West Coast offense effective and working. And then we will slowly add weapons and become a champion. That's the plan. I believe in this plan. I wonder if bringing in Uzomah and Conklin might give them the idea to draft Jameson Williams. I would like that because we talk about New England doing that, right? We're like, New England will just live for the first 2 months of the season with their tight ends, and then they got a superstar forever, and everybody's terrified that New England was going to get their superstar in Jameson Williams. And I'm thinking maybe we grab him. Maybe we trade down a little bit, get an extra second-round pick, third-round pick, get some extra meat, and pick this guy up. And just wait for him to get better. It's an ACL, right? We all know that young guys' ACLs, they come back all the time. So it's a way he might go. There's so many options. It's impossible. And don't, the last people you could listen to are the press or anybody. Anybody who tells you what they're going to do is full of crap, unless you happen to know Joe Douglas. Okay? Unless you happen to know Joe Douglas or one of the people that are in the know, in that very small circle, everybody else is just like you. Guessing. No one knows any more than anyone else. We're just guessing. Unless you got some schmuck out there that's saying we're going to take a quarterback. Sounds great. You let me know when, Father. I will let you know. Papa's here. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Nobody wanted to see that. John Post, you start with me. Busker, I'll fire back. Watch out, J. Cole. John's got the wrench next to his name now. The tight ends will help the run game. Oh, yeah, I agree. Better blocking. And they're saying for anybody who thought we had tight ends that could block last year, they said not in the same category as these two guys. Okay, so not only are they better, they're better tight ends around the board from A to Z. They're like, it's significantly better blocking. So ready, buckle up. Everything improved as far as our run blocking, everything. Okay, we got Tomlinson, a Pro Bowler. More than half the year we had GVR. And now we're having Becton come back. If Becton comes back anything like his rookie year on that track, forget about it. This is going to be amazing. Okay, and you never know. We might upgrade center. It's possible. Although I don't think it's a necessity, especially not at this point in our rebuild. I'm perfectly okay sucking another year out of McGovern. It's okay. But moving forward, you want to win championships. We're probably going to need to upgrade center. I have a bone to pick. Ryan at Jets 25, and he stole my potential Grady Jarrett trade and contract restructure. Guy needs to stop stealing from people. I'm not the only one, and it's not the first time. I don't know what's going on there. Are you saying he took it from, like, because you're not on a show, right? So you're saying you put it in the chat and he stole it? I got to tell you, there's a lot of stealing. Like, I may have gotten ideas from watching a lot of YouTube content, and I might repeat stuff that I don't know. Some of it I don't know what comes completely from me or an article or something Green Bean said or something Matt said, or, so we kind of have this thing where we agree that a lot of us steal. But I do think if he blatantly read it in the chat from you, Friggledy, like I try to, when someone makes a really good point in the chat, like I don't take it and try to pretend that it's me saying it. Like I acknowledge the person. I'm guessing that's what may have happened. But isn't that, or you feel happen? I can't judge that or say that's true or not, because it is possible he had the same. Oh, well, that is kind of a far stretch that he had that same idea. But anyway, I'm sorry you feel that way, man. And I don't know what happened in that case, but I'm going to try to stay very partial here and say, I do agree in general, because I don't know this situation, but in any situation, the normal thing to do is when someone says something that's a really good idea, you should acknowledge the person who said it when you can. And you guys know I always do that. Like I try. Like if I know for a fact that I got an idea from Green Bean or from Matt O'Leary or those guys, I always try to say it, right? So I hope that it's not really happening, or or that it doesn't happen again to you, because that does suck. Also, crazy thought. Aquano is the pick at 4. Fant is LT. Aquano is right tackle. Trade Becton for DK Metcalf. Okay, so let's pretend I didn't read that. Hey, I know what could be a good idea. Hey guys, what do you think about this? What do you think if I'm coming up with this? What if we took Aquano and we traded Becton for DK Metcalf? Maybe we'd have to throw in a 5th round pick or something. Jesus, I'm on a roll tonight. That was a joke. That's a good point, Jared. That would be interesting. I'm not going to be one of these beat writers that say a big trade is coming, hoping and praying so I can act like I'm a genius for saying a big trade is coming. But I will say that it wouldn't surprise me. Like Joe Douglas is perfectly capable of pulling off what would be considered a pretty big trade. That would be a big trade. That's a blockbuster trade. So I say maybe he will. I'm not and I know that some people say that's a cop out, but I think it's the truth. I think it's ridiculous for anybody to say he's definitely going to make a big trade, or no, he's definitely not going to make a big trade. Like, I think the reality is he might make a big trade. He might not make a big trade. We simply don't know. But because when you say big trade, when we talk about big trades, there has to be a buyer, right? So it's not like Joe Douglas comes into work and says, "We're going to make a big trade today." I think he answers his phone. I think he considers everything very carefully, and I don't think he feels pressure to have to pull the trigger on a deal. But I also think he's willing to pull the trigger on a deal if he thinks it makes the team better. I think it's exactly the way they say it. I think they're being completely honest when they talk about drafting and trades and free agents. We will do moves that we believe make the team better. But understand, when they say make the team better, that doesn't mean short term only. That could be interpreted as make the team better And better to them is a team that is being built to win and sustain over a long period of time. Not, we'll do everything we can to make the team better with no regard for the future, where we screw ourselves in the future, because that to them might not be better. I was talking to the older woman and we started dancing, started shaking her booty on me. And then this guy came up to me and said, "That's me girlfriend, and is sorry I didn't know." Laughing out. Oh, so you said you're sorry you didn't know. Well, it's not your fault she shook herself on you. He should be talking to his girlfriend. You've been subbed. Thanks, man. I figure you might, but whenever someone comes into the chat and I don't recognize them as being in the chat very often, I always make sure. But thank you. Thank you so much for your support and for being subbed. I'm glad you're here. Jared, I'd love to get Metcalf, but it has to be a son. Okay, so you're scared about that. Yeah. Metcalf is intriguing. There's no doubt about it. He's a monster. Oh, you had a live. I had a chat in the live stream. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I know what you mean about wanting to vent. That feels that would be very frustrating. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, if that happened, it should have been at least. I saw this on a chat from someone. If he didn't see your name, or but whoever it was, that's a great take. Or if he saw your name, then you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. I know. I can only talk for myself. I'm not on here to look smart. I mean, I'm here to hang out with you guys and talk football. I don't have to prove that. You know what I mean? I don't have to be right or wrong about things. It doesn't matter. I just want to entertain and hang out. And if you guys enjoy me being on here, and I hope people aren't losing sight of that. I hope he never loses sight of that. It's for entertainment. Like, we're not, no one's any smarter than anybody else. All we could do is sit there and give our best opinions, and and at the end of the day, we're hoping for the same thing. We're hoping for the Jets to win. I was dancing with married women all night. Okay, well, now you could dance with women who are not married, J. Cole. Only this are. Jeremy, that's a great. Silv Scouts. Thought Robert Woods for 6 was a great deal. Didn't have to rule out a wide receiver at 10 if we made the trade either. Could have double dipped with Woods and Joe I trust. Yeah, I would guess that was a money decision, that it had nothing to do with obviously nothing to do with draft capital. It had to do with money. So he didn't think a guy coming off an ACL was worth the 12 to 15 million a year. I wouldn't have been. I would have been fine if he did it. Like, I wouldn't have said, "Is he?" I would have been. I'm not mad at him for not doing it. I feel the same way you did. I kind of feel like, man, a 6th rounder. We had 2 of them. We could have given a 6th. But what you're saying, in Joe I trust. Maybe he just doesn't feel the urgency. Like what I've been saying in the beginning. Maybe I'm on. Maybe I'm right about this. Maybe he's just doesn't. He doesn't feel the urgency. So he's not going to do a $12 to $15 million thing for somebody unless it was something like something too good to refuse. I think it's definitely some smoke to the Becton rumors. It's early in the offseason, usually some truth compared to later in the offseason. There might be some smoke. I mean, look, Saleh came out and said he has to win the job. You have a guy that, it's a little bit of, there's something going on there that he said that. He definitely had some intention to it. I'm looking, my ears are so bogus, nobody copies them. Thomas is a smart guy. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just kidding around. I don't always get to watch live. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here now, man. Is it because I'm doing these wacky, weird hours? Where are you located? Please smash the like button and subscribe. Mess. He busts my chops all the time, but he's always looking out. Good looks, man. I do appreciate it when people smash the like button. And if you're not subscribed and you subscribe, although I think the group of you here are probably all subscribed at this crazy hour. I didn't expect to have like 10 to 12 people here. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I'll have my tattoo before I come on the show. Oh, cool. I don't want you to get that tattoo, dude. And it's not, and don't be offended by it. Guys, I don't know if you know this. He's threatening to get a Chaos with Jeremy tattoo. And I'm like, no, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, no. Like, don't do that. What if I disappoint you? What if you upset somebody in the chat and we have to kick you out? You know what I mean? That could happen. I mean, I would not kick you out permanently, but like, what if we had to do it? Then you'd be looking at that tattoo going, I got a tattoo with this guy and he just threw me out of his chat. You know what I mean? But, you have pissed people off and done some inappropriate things, my friend. So I love you, but don't get a tattoo with me. That's too much of a commitment. Even for me, I feel like it's a commitment. So allow you to do it is too much of a commitment. Wouldn't shock me that, I'm not a perfect person, J. Cole. I might break your heart someday by accident, not intentionally. Wouldn't shock me if the Rams gave Woods an option where he wanted to go. McVay owes that to Woods. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. But, it had to be somebody that was ready to pay him, too. New York are relocated to Clearwater, Florida. We got so many Floridians. I grew up with so many people who are in Florida now. Like on my block alone, there's like 4 different friends or people, families from my street in Brooklyn and Canarsie that are in Florida. Probably more because I'm not counting like the older people that went down to retire. I'm talking about people who went down there, by the time they finished college or whatever, or after college or, so many of my friends are in Florida. It's amazing. And I have friends that are going to retire in Florida eventually. They talk about it all the time. I have a friend who literally said to me, he's like counting the years to his retirement. He's been doing it for 10 years. And I think he's got about 6 left. And he tells me, I just can't wait. And I'm not joking. He's a big guy and he doesn't care that he's big and it's okay. He's perfectly happy being a big guy. He likes to eat. He enjoys his life the way it is. And he says to me, I just want to go somewhere. I want to sell my house in Staten Island. In Staten Island, people don't know the real estate's really high there. So he made a ton of money on his house. It's probably triple the price of what he paid for it. He goes, I just want to sell the house in Staten Island because I want to go down. He goes, I want to go in the middle of Florida, central Florida. He goes, and I want to buy a nice house with a pool there. And he goes, and I want to disappear from the world. He goes, I just want to sit, order food, eat in freaking chain restaurants, and cook, because he likes to cook, and grill, and sit at my pool. And I don't want anybody to bother me until I die. I can't help but laugh at it. It just made me laugh. I really like Clearwater. There was a company there. Was it PowerServe? I forgot the name of the company. There was a company there that my company, when I worked for this company called Brio Technology, which is now owned by Oracle, I used to have a partner down there. I managed partners, like technology partners, and they were in Clearwater. And whenever I got to go down there, it was great. I always did it in March. I always planned our yearly meetings in person in March so I can go down and see some spring training. And we'd always go to games. It was a lot of fun. Jeremy, I got to go. Oh, I'll talk to you in the morning, buddy. Make sure you send me the link. Dark Soldier. So those of you who don't know, when I say make sure you send me the link, Pure Adrenaline Fantasy Sports, that's John the Postman, has a show. It is on every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays and Sunday at noon. This offseason, I guess we're not talking as much about we're talking a little bit about fantasy football because we're talking about guys from last year, new teams, we're going by positions, who to expect to be good next year, whatever. So if you're into fantasy football, you should definitely check it out. It's a great channel. I'm on it with him for about an hour tomorrow from 12 to 1. We have a good time. I try to bring the chaos. What's up, Dark Soldier? My man with his Darth Vader. Cole? What about Cole? Later, bro. You going to bed? All right, man. Good night, Friggle D. Sorry that happened to you. I'll never steal your ideas. Okay? Take care. Jeremy, if you break my heart, it's okay. I'm used to it. That now you're really making me feel bad, dude. Now it's like I definitely got to make sure I don't do anything to hurt you, bro. I left a career where I got to travel around and go to places like Clearwater, Florida, to be in a profession where I do the opposite of breaking people's hearts. What's up, bro? I think that Joe D didn't want a wide receiver turning 30. Yeah, coming off an ACL. I believe he will trade or sign a wide receiver that is young and can grow with Zach between now and the draft night. What say you? I think it's very possible. I think he might sign Cole and draft Garrett Wilson, or he might get a younger receiver he thinks that he could develop more. Or I think anything's possible. I just know that the urgency is not as big as people are making it out to be, because we knew we weren't going to get all the pieces, right? We knew we weren't going to have a championship level team in 1 year. So if getting that final star receiver in place doesn't happen until next year, or it's a stud rookie we get in the draft that is not going to be a superstar until, or a star, or much better till next year, and then a superstar, whatever. We just got to win 8 games, my friend. We need enough ammunition to win 8 games, to give Zach time to establish a running game, to improve our points scored per game, improve our defense, take a step forward with them, start to look like a competitive, good team that could beat anyone on any given day, and then go from there. Our first Jets game was at Shea. Okay, you must be my age, or at least my age. Jets lost to New Orleans, 21-20. Richard Todd versus Archie Manning. Archie Manning. Oh, wow. Okay, so you're older than me, I think. Was Archie Manning playing in 1979? If he was, then we're the same age. I was born 1970. So, but I remember when they were in Shea, and I remember when they moved, and I remember they said that Leon Hess didn't like the bathrooms in Shea. Never forget it. And I didn't like that they were moving, man. Did not like it. I was a Met fan too. I grew up a Met fan, so it was hard. It was difficult for them to leave Shea. Felt like they were leaving. Good old SI. I was born there. South Beach. That's where he lives. He lives near South Beach, right by the Verrazano. Well, he lives a little bit further down than the Verrazano, but he's like where you can walk on the benches by the water and look at the bridge. Like I remember him being a pretty close drive to that. So what is he near? What's that fast food restaurant that I always remember he's near? I don't remember, but he's not far from the mall, whatever. I moved in 85 because my dad noticed it turning into a shithole. Most of my friends moved to Tottenville, that area. If we trade Becton, we better be sure Icky is available at 4. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Oh, you're old. Older than me, I bet then. Okay. Older than me? I was born in 70. Best Jets game I went to was Jets versus Pats 2015 when we won in OT. Cool. Never heard of MetLife that loud when Decker scored the win. Hopefully, times like those. Was that the last time we beat the Patriots? I wouldn't be surprised if it was. NFL cast with Germany for life. Oh my God, the pressure this kid puts on me. How much cap do we have at the moment? It's hard to say because you really have to get intimate in like with the deals because it's not just average salary per year. The calculation's a little bit differently. So you have to Connor Hughes knows a little bit more. He gets the details. That's one thing he's not lying about. He's not speculating. And he was estimating that we could still pull off, not that JD would want to, but that we could probably still pull off a guy that cost about 12 to 14 million. But that would be cutting it really close. Like we'd sign the draft class and then we'd have nothing. And up until now, JD has never been he has not proven to be a guy that's willing to leave himself at 0. You saw why when we signed Morgan Moses. You saw why when we brought in Shaq Lawson because of the Carl Lawson injury. He likes to have some cap flexibility. So I don't expect to bring in a guy at that level. I expect to bring in a guy. I expect maybe we'll bring in a couple of like $4 million players or one $6-7 million player and a $3 million player, something like that. Some combination of $6-7 million and a $3 million or 2 $5 millions, like something like that. 69. Wow. Okay. You got some years on me, friend. When I'm 69, I hope I'm retired. I'll tell you that much. But good for you. So those are your kids in the picture then, okay? Because I was looking at the picture and thinking, oh, that's a young guy, Clearwater, Florida. There's your kids or your grandkids, something like that, right? Because those are some youngings in the picture. I believe Joe D, in whom we trust, wants to surround Zach with as many weapons as possible. We'll draft a wide receiver and still looks to sign a trade for wide receiver. Doubt he gives into the season with what he has now. Definitely. There's no way he's going in with what he has now. There's no way. But he might sign Keenan Cole and draft a Wilson or a Burks or a Drake London. You know what I mean? And then we go in with like a Drake London, a Keenan Cole. So then you got Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Traylon Burks, Keelan Cole, Berrios, and maybe he keeps one of the Smiths. Like, I don't know. Or Mims. Maybe Mims comes in and wins, secures the job. Oh, you're born in 69. Okay, so you're only a year older than him. Okay, we're the same age, bro. Cool. Same generation. I like it. Nice. We both could talk about you're Billy Joel fan, right? You got to like Billy Joel, right? Anybody born when we were born has to like Billy Joel. Because when you were a little kid, you were singing My Life. I don't care what you say anymore. This is my... And then for the rest of your life, he kept coming up with great songs, right? Am I right? 10 teams with the most cap space left. Colts, Seahawks, Panthers, Texans, Chargers, Bears, Jets, 29 points. Thank you for this. This is great. 26, Saints, 26. Okay, the Saints have 26. Oh, because everybody restructured? So the Saints, that's ridiculous, the Saints. They were in cap hell, and now magically they have 26 million. They were negative 50. They must have restructured every player on the team. Well, the Jets have 29. They need 13 for the draft class, right? So that leaves 16. And then he's probably going to want to leave 6 over, at least until the summer. So think of it like we have about 10 left to spend. That's what I said, 5 and a 5. I said that. I'm pretty much right on it. Right? Do you agree? You don't think he's going to spend 13 for the draft class and then he's going to spend all 16? That's just not his history, Me and fiance 7 years ago, she was killed in a car. Oh my God. Man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, dude. That is brutal. I'm so sorry. That's awful. Keep that picture, man. I'm really sorry. I hope that you've been able to move on from that. That's tremendous. I almost lost my wife 12 years ago. So, and I say almost, and it still has me rattled. So I'm really sorry. Oh, I can't even imagine, dude. But man, I hope you're happier now. Good memories of her, and you're happy, because that's just awful. Sorry to hear that, man. Thanks, Jeremy and Sylvia. Yeah, that's great information. This is why, by the way, the chat is so important, right? And this is why I always say it's us building this channel, and it's we together make the content, because without you guys, I didn't have this information. You know what I mean? I didn't have this information. So having you guys here, to put that up is really, really helpful, so I appreciate it. And that's why I always say it's we're building the channel together. This channel is what we make it. If I'm just sitting here talking to a screen without this interaction, I don't have a channel. So appreciate all of you. Wow, Mike, man, that's knocking me down, because, man, I'm thinking about, man, because I couldn't even imagine my life, it was so hard, just her getting sick. But, man, yeah, J. Cole, yeah, exactly. We are sorry. But, man, yeah, well, that's a great tribute. That's a great tribute, man. She looks, I can only see it's a little picture. It looks beautiful to me. Looks like she was a beautiful human being, inside and out, I bet. So we will happily tribute her with you every time we see your name now. Every time we see this logo. Yeah, man, I saw Billy Joel. How many times in my life have I seen Billy Joel? Uh, man, I've lost count. I've seen him in Yankee Stadium. I've seen him in. You remember he was doing that residency in the Garden a few years ago. I think it was back in 15, 16, or 14 to 15 and 16. He was doing that. He had that long running once a month residency. I went on StubHub while I was at work as a teacher in New York City in 2015, I think it was, or 14. And I waited to the day of the show because you know how sometimes the ticket prices come down. And I was looking at these two seats that were in, it's usually like the private luxury box. There's like two rows by themselves in a whole section, but they're not that expensive because you don't get the luxury box. They're closed. They're just seats, but I love them and I know about them because I got to go with a company in one of those boxes. So I knew the row the person was talking about and I knew what the seats were like. They were like, they had like this little table in front of you, like, like a rack in front of you with like slots for your beer. And there's less crowd up there because it's only two rows. So the bathrooms are always empty and there's no lines. There's like always a beer and a food thing that there's no, like, I'm into that kind of stuff, like convenience. I like to plan. So I actually remember even in here in Sacramento, I know which seats I like. I'm that much of a lunatic. So I was watching these two seats the entire day. And literally at like 2:30 p.m., and this is for like the 8 o'clock show, they came down to like 120 per ticket. And it was like on an angle to the stage that you're looking right down at the stage. And I was like, holy shit. And it was like literally they were asking 300 per ticket, like for so long. And then it went down to 225 and then 200. And then when it got down into the 100s, I remember I just scooped it up. I just hit the buy and told my wife, we're going to see Billy Joel. And that was the last time I saw him live. It was the show where he would like give you two choices and by applause, he would decide which song to do. And he also looked at the Diamond Vision, like whatever, the screen of himself and said, hey, Dad. And I thought that's funny because I look into this screen and sometimes I think, hey, Dad. Because it's like I'm looking at my father now. I'm a youngling, so I got time on my hands. Haha. When I'm here, I'll help best I can. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was great information. It's really good to know. That means that we got to be careful though, because that 29 might not represent what it's going to look like next year, right? Because it's like there are guys that I heard that they average like 11 a year, but they only count towards the cap 5 this year or something. So like we're going to have to. Oh, but the cap goes up each year. So I think that Joe Douglas is playing that cap increase every year, but not as aggressively as other GMs, which I'm okay with. Nah, you didn't bring it down, man. It's like I'm grateful you shared that with us just because we get close here. We talk about everything in here. So it's like now we know, right? So now we know when we see Mike, we know a little bit about your history. I share everything about me. I tell people about my book. I wrote a book with my wife on Amazon that like shares everything that happened to her, and everything that went in my head, like the way I reacted when she was sick. It's called In Sickness and in Health. You just look for Jeremy Cravat and Amazon. It's a good read. You didn't bring us down. Okay, good. Everybody support our friend Mike. Saw Chris Kiss at the Brooklyn Bridge. Cool. That's pretty cool. My first show was in Lemore's East. It was Lemore's East in Brooklyn, and it was the Ramones. And I was 15, and my friend Mo brought me. He's a little older, but he was like he plays guitar and was in a band, so he was more, I guess, kind of more out there in the world. So it was, he was the lead bringing me. And actually, it's not true. My first was, how could I say Ramones? That take it back. I went with him and my best friend, his cousin, who's my best friend. We went and saw in 1984 or 1983. We saw Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon, Madison Square Garden. Motley Crue opened. It was 2 weeks before he threw them off the tour because they got too big. That was my first big concert. My first live show, like small club live show, which is most of my life, is going to small clubs because I grew up in New York, was the Ramones at Lemore's East in Brooklyn. And I'll never forget it, man. I was like clinging onto the wall. Imagine all these punk rockers, spiked head, slam dancing, right? And I'm this freaking 15, 16-year-old Jewish kid holding on to the side of the wall like this, doing everything he can not to get sucked into the freaking pit because I didn't want to get beat up or slammed. It was ridiculous. I needed to know J. Cole at the time. He would have protected me. Chicken cutlets. And he's not even joking, man. Like, I want you to know he's totally serious. This guy shows this is a very well-known thing. Mike has lived long enough to understand this. There are people who that's how they show their love, right? Like, that's the first thing they do is they want to bring you food. It's an expression. It's a love language. It's like saying, hey, man, I'm opening my heart to you. I'm going to cook for you. It's my big love language for my wife. That's what I do. I cook. That even when she was in the hospital, my big thing was bringing her food. Sup, Jeremy? Come in real quick to can't stay long. Oh, thanks for coming though, man. Thanks for coming. Stud City's cleaning up. He's racking up with the goods. He's got another shirt coming. He's got the Wall Street Wilson in charcoal gray, extra large, buddy. I just ordered it for you. I saw Billy Joel live at MSG. Sounded just like the recordings. Absolute legend. Yeah, he's so good. Music heals too, man. Just like food, right? Chicken cutlets, that'll heal me. And then music, man. I don't even know how I would have gotten through my wife being sick without music. Jets Twitter got their panties in a bunch because of the Woods trade. Folks need to chill. Yeah, everybody goes nuts. That's my whole beginning of this video. If you watch the replay tomorrow or something, that's the whole thing. I came on to talk about that. Everybody anytime there's a wide receiver that's available that doesn't go to the Jets, this is what we're going to have to hear and put up with. Because of the bar and sing a piano, man, and Sweet Caroline. Yeah, man. Sweet Caroline's a good one. I like that song. I was at a party in the Upper West Side of New York, like one of those block party things where it runs down the entire avenue. Not a block party, but like the markets, the flea markets with all the food, and but where the businesses open up outside. And this was years ago. Well, not years ago, but probably 14, 15. And this one particular one of the bars put like a giant long vertical table, the entire block of like between 82nd and 83rd on Amsterdam, with stools. And everybody was lined up drinking their beer, and they were blasting Sweet Caroline. It was great. Ba, ba, ba. Dark Soldier. Eminon, good night. Eminon, my friend. Feel like it's been a long time since I've seen you, man. You've been busy, I bet. You going to buy my book and read it? Dude, go ahead. We're very proud of it. Me and my wife wrote it, and it sold we self-published it on Amazon, and we've sold 2,000 copies. And, the first 150 were people who knew us and, Facebook. And we didn't expect to sell the other 1,800. We don't know who bought it, but we're getting good reviews. So it's pretty exciting. Miss L'Amour's. Yeah, man. L'Amour's was a cool club. Remember CBGB's? That was a great place, man. I got into I'll never forget it. I saw this band. I don't know why I'll always remember it. The Toasters. They were like a reggae ska band or whatever. I don't know what happened to them, but that was such a great show. And then Uncle Tupelo, before, Tweety, before he started Wilco, and Jay Farrar before he started Sunvolt, before they broke up as a band, which was just a travesty. They used to play CBGBs, and they were good. They were really good. Yeah, Rusty, man. Rusty is like that. Rusty was cool, man. He just picked you. I was watching that happen, and you were like, "Why? Why are you giving this to me?" It was pretty awesome. You're Italian. So my best friend, like I was saying, my best friend in the world is Italian, right? And so I grew up in Canarsie, and his family ran an Italian restaurant. And I'm telling you, we were really close because my next door neighbor was his cousin. So that's how we knew each other. And by the time I was 13, 14, they would pick me up with him to make the dough in the basement. We used to make the pizza dough. So I learned how to make all Italian food. They were like my second family. And what was cool was he was like family to my family. So he could come over to my house on Saturday anytime he wanted, because we always had this big breakfast, like with bagels and cream cheese and lox and this and that and bacon and eggs, because we weren't religious. And like he could come and enjoy that on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'd go to his house and we'd go upstairs. His aunt and uncle lived in the condo next door in Canarsie. And we'd go up there, and they were like right from Italy, first generation. Not my friend David, but his aunt. They were like literally right from Italy. So I'd go there on Sunday and early in the morning and watch soccer with his cousin. And his mom would do like from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Like food just keeps coming. And man, was that good food, man. So yeah, man, I got the best of both worlds, but that's the way Canarsie was. We were like the Italians and Jews all stuck together in Canarsie, and we had like all the delis and the pizzerias and all the good food. We had a little mix of Irish and, and some other things mixed in, but it was mostly Italian and Jewish, like neighborhood Canarsie. And it was, it just worked well. It blended well. Like you got everything, all the good kinds of food, like it was just everything you could want, All right. Good night. Stud City. Take care if you're still here. Good night. Jeremy, I can't wait to come to Long Island and we get the bar and get some drinks. I'll feel better when you're 21, though, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel you, man. I've been off this week, so it's easy for me to wonder where other people are. But once I get back to work, I know how hard it is. That's why I've been on so much this week, because I've been off. Get Frankie to do the audio book. Look at Mike. He's cutting on J. Cole. He's cutting on J. Cole. So you have been watching the show. Oh, that made my night. Get Frankie to do the audio book. That's so awesome. Y2K in the house. I should scroll down. I wouldn't even. People might be leaving before I even get to them. What's up, my friend? 10. Oh, that's not bad. 3 minutes ago. Yeah. I'm here. Looks like the Rams found a way to keep picking up proven players and no worry about draft anymore. Yeah, look, they just kind of like have that way, right? They're in that mode of survive and do whatever they can to keep jagging along. But they're trading Woods, so they clear up the salary anyway, right? So that 12 to 15, they're not going to have to pay Woods, so they get it right back. So that was just an even swap for them in a sense, financially at least. Y2K. The Rams don't care about the draft, though. That's true. I took my shirt off at the bar last night. Oh, you got to tell Y2K what you did, so you can. I don't know why his responses are always so abusive. It's not like he sits there and condones it or cheers you on. I think he looks to you like the strict uncle, Y2K, the disapproving uncle. Sundance, a fun club in Long Island back in the day. I don't remember the names of them. I used to go to the clubs that were. I barely went to Huntington. We used to go out in Port Jeff, near the campus at Stony Brook, and then there were places closer to Brooklyn that we used to go, like Sunrise, like around that area. There were bars, and I don't even remember the names. I was always the guy in the back seat, letting my friends drive. There was one big place though, like not so far out of Brooklyn, and the tip of, and like when you first get into Long Island. And I just remember it was a big outside area, giant place. And it would be tons of Long Island people and tons of Brooklyn people hanging out. It was pretty cool. Roller skating at Laces in Brooklyn. I used to go to Roller Palace. I don't remember Laces. Is it the same place and they changed their name? It's like the UA movie theater now in Sheepshead Bay. But it used to be called Roller Palace. Because Canarsie for me was you get on the Belt Parkway, you go to Sheepshead Bay, and we'd go to Roller Palace. I just remember, of course, and Mess would know this. I used to just like it because it had the cheap, junky food concession stands. My parents would give me money that I can get food. Uncle Y2K99. Y2K, what you think? What you think? What does that even mean? What you think? Hot Skates in Lynbrook, in New Jersey, or Lynbrook, Long Island. I mix up Long Island and New Jersey. I'm ridiculous. It must be Long Island, Lynbrook, right? Stony Brook, Lynbrook. I spent $150 at the bar, laughing out loud. It's so bad. So you worked all week so you could take the money and spend it at the bar? You won't be able to do that when you have to pay your own rent, buddy. Me dancing with my shirt off. Long Island. Yeah, okay, Long Island. I get mixed up sometimes. I remember Meadowbrook Parkway or something. I used to take that because from Brooklyn, I'd go on the southern state, and then I'd get on the Meadowbrook to the northern state, and I would take that up to Stony Brook because you didn't take the LIE. That would go right onto Old Nichols Road, or not Old Nichols Road, some other road where you'd come to the Red Lobster, take a left turn, and then go to Stony Brook. See, I don't remember the names of things, but I remember the Red Lobster, that shopping center. I remember that Red Lobster because they had those cheddar cheese garlicky biscuits. So good. I hope there isn't video. South Shore. I went to South Shore High School. Oh, but you were by the South Shore in Long Island. Okay. I don't know the geography really well. I forgot, man. I was becoming like a Long Island dude because I started making friends in Long Island and hanging out with them. And then they would bring me to other friends. I was dating this girl. It took me to meet her friends, like because she lived near Stony Brook, or not so far away. So it was like I started to be like hang out in people's houses, and it was weird. I was like, I'm from Brooklyn, not Long Island. But I like Long Island. I think Long Island is kind of like the California of New York. Do I like strip clubs? No, I don't like strip clubs because I'm not 19. I'm from Queens. Cool. Queens. I like Astoria a lot. Astoria now is like what Brooklyn used to be. The last time I was in Astoria before we moved in 2016, it felt like Brooklyn. Like there were lots of bakeries, mom and pop bakeries and pizza. Like it was very mom and pop-ish, no chains, just like all like what Brooklyn used to be, what Canarsie used to be. We haven't talked about the Jets much. Someone's going to watch the playback like Gitmo and say, "You're going to talk about food and reminisce all night? Or you're going to talk about football?" Yeah, I try not to be too bad. I have to be responsible. I'm Jeremy's not. And no room to park in Astoria. Yeah, well, come on. In Canarsie, there was. Parking wasn't really a problem where I was in Canarsie, so can't really complain. You know, I got it pretty good. Is that your perception? That's funny. Everybody thinks the people that lived in the other place were the ones where they were easier. Like, oh, we got to go down south, man. South Carolina, the girls are so easy down there. Jeremy, one night, me watch a game, next time we'll go out dancing. You could dance. I'll sit at the bar. How about that? I'm good for the part where we end up in a pizzeria with some large pizzas and some pitchers of beer. Okay, that's my thing. Or let me go into a dive bar where there's a really good band playing or something. Get some just decent beer, good band playing good music, or a dive bar with a good jukebox. You know, that's all I need. Long Island girls had your hair. Yeah, I think that the Brooklyn girls just couldn't get the hair up as high as the Long Island girls. It's true. Oh my God, you guys are just absolutely out of control. Uh-oh. Jacob, I'll buy you a Pepsi. Exactly. That's all you get is a Pepsi. You are underage, my friend. I could lose my teaching license or my admin license. Nothing like South Jersey girls. I'm a Jersey girl. I forgot the words to it. No, I want tequila shots. Tequila. So basically you want no pleasure in the drinking. You just want to get hammered. You just want to hurt yourself and put your body in pain and your head in pain. The worst drinking, one of the worst drinking experience. I haven't had many because I kind of have this thing. If you do something and it leads to something bad like pain and suffering, then you don't do it as much. So only a few times in my life have I went over what I call the N plus. The N plus is that spot that you hit where you have a nice buzz, but you shouldn't do one more. But I've done it. And one time was when I was younger, and it was tequila. And to that, because of it, it wasn't probably for the next 30 years. Yeah, 30 years. I was 17, 47. It's only been a few years. For the next 30 years, I couldn't drink anything with tequila. I couldn't even drink margaritas. And now only in the last 4 years since I moved here to Sacramento, can I now drink margaritas again and drink tequila because my brother turned me on to like high quality tequila. And I'm not talking about that stuff you guys think that J. Cole probably thinks is good tequila because it's in a fancy bottle and they market it to you. I'm talking about ceramic clay bottles with art on that are pieces of art that come from Mexico that you get when you're in San Diego, or now you can go to Bevmo or certain specialty shops and get like the real tequila that you don't do shots of. You sip it like a whiskey. And that turned me back on to tequila. The devil on the shoulder say, do one more. I'm the good devil. I'm the angel that pops up on one side that goes, no, J. Cole, don't do it. It's going to hurt. You'll regret it. And then Mike pops up on the other side and goes, do it. What the hell? You're not responsible for anything that happens. You were drunk. Go ahead. Except he doesn't do it with that whippy voice because he's Italian. He's like, yo, man, do it. Just do it. Drink the drink, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're not going to drink another drink? Come on, do another shot. Okay. I got to stop with the imitations. I know. Same thing with me. Bad experience with rum. Can't smell it. Yeah, man. Like everybody has that drink, right? That they get really sick on, and then that's it. You can't touch it anymore. It took me so long. I would try the Casamigos tequila. I hear it's great. The Casamigos tequila. I got to try it. I'll show you the one I have. I have the one that comes in the tall blue ceramic bottle with the piece of metal on top, like the dome. And I found out that it's a bell if you know how to ring it, if you know how to hit it the right way. I didn't know it was a bell. I had the bottle for a long time, and then we went to Cabo for my friend's 50th birthday party a few years ago, and we went to a bar and saw that bottle. So we ordered shots of it, not really shots, but glasses of it to sip. And he started, when you order it, because it's expensive, he goes crazy and he banged on it and made it into a bell. And then when I went home, I was like so excited to grab my bottle and try to make it sound like a bell. And I'm only successful like half the time. Older women really like me for some reason. I'm not against it at all. They like your party attitude. Older women are trying to feel young again. And you come in and you're like, I'll make you chicken cutlets, baby. Let's dance, baby. I'll take my shirt off for you, baby. They like that. You make them feel young. When girls are young, they want a guy that's older, that makes them feel more mature. When girls are older, they want to feel young, so they want a young guy that makes them feel younger. It's kind of funny how ironic and interesting that is. Drinking some Conor McGregor scotch right now. McGregor. I have some good scotches. Bourbons. I have some good bourbons too. I have what my friends get me, to be honest. I mean, I bought a little bit, but I don't really buy that many. But when I start talking about it and drinking it in a bar or something, then, you turn 50 and all of a sudden every friend I have in Sacramento is showing up at my doorstep with a fancy bottle of bourbon or scotch or whiskey. You like that imitation, huh? You like the way I did the reverse? I said, oh, wait a second. You can't sound like that. You're Italian. My wedding's going to be a movie. I told you already, your whole life should be a movie. Your whole life needs to be a reality show. You just got to get that camera. Like, you're misunderstanding me. Like, you literally have to film yourself. Like, create the YouTube account, put it on your phone and say live video and go live and just be on. Filming yourself, or have someone film it too for you so they can really see you doing things. Film your conversations with people. I'm telling you, there's no question. If I was casting like a New Jersey Shore,
you're in. You are gold. You're so in, man. We've got to just capture your life. And let me tell you something. Y2K, even Gitmo Bob, they would not be able to not watch. They would hate it. They'd be like this. But they would not be able to shut it off. There's no way no one could shut it off. From what I've seen so far, no one could shut it off, dude. That's why I'll have you on going crazy on this channel. Because it doesn't matter. The comments, they'll be saying, oh, this is horrible, this is bad. But they'll be there. They're not going to shut it off. They won't be able to shut it off. Nobody can shut off J. Cole. Do you mean Connor Hughes? That was smart. You see that? He's got a brain. He's got a brain. He's clever. He's a clever young man. Anyway, we were talking wide receivers. Suddenly we lost that conversation. But hey man, you know what's funny about Jet fans? Is that he'll sign some wide receiver and that we didn't even talk about, that nobody mentioned, and suddenly it's going to be the most brilliant move in the world. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. He's only 25. He had a great last 3 games of the year last year. He's a great crisp route runner. He's going to be a star in New York. Can't you see that happening? Jeremy, that warms my heart. No, but it's true. You got to do it, though. I would have to watch. You know, to be the best is to watch you on a date. Like, literally tell your date, do you mind if I put the phone at the table, like, leaned up, filming us live on YouTube? I have a YouTube channel. And I honestly think you get hundreds of people in the stream to watch it. Like, would you consider that? Because I'm telling you, if you found a girl that was open to that, nobody in this planet would shut it off. It'd be like the greatest thing to watch. Can you imagine J. Cole on a date with a girl he's liking? Like, imagine this. They're sitting there talking, and then I'm gonna imitate J. Cole a little bit, okay? It's not that I'm a good imitator, but I'm gonna do it. So here's J. Cole. He's at the table. She sits down, and he's like, they just meet. He goes, thanks for coming. I can't believe you came. Thank you so much. Like, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Do you want to get married? Do you want to be a wife? I'm looking for a wife. Are you interested? I make you chicken cutlets. I'll make you soup. Do you like soup? Soup. Waiter. Get us every kind of soup you have. And salad. Make us a salad. Hey, waiter, can I go in the back and make chicken cutlets? I'll make you chicken cutlets. Am I close? Proper 12 Conor McGregor Scotch. I always have like a bottle of Glenfiddich. And then my brother likes Scotch, but my brother likes the peaty Scotch, like from the old distilleries that still use the natural peat. Now they have a different process, but he went to Scotland and went out to some island where they burn the peat like the old days, the way they used to make it, because the old way they used to make Scotch, it was much, much smokier. Well, now they have a different process, some of them, so they're not as smoky. But my brother likes the smoky. And he had this one, Lindeman, I forgot what it's called. It was an old one. And we were drinking it, and it was like drinking locks. It was like drinking like the smokiness. It was amazing. It was like in your mouth. It felt like a barbecue or something. It was so amazing. We got somebody that looks different in the chat. Mr. Poseidon. Jets would be nice. Oh, you mean that I actually talk about the Jets? Well, I'll make you a deal. You subscribe to the channel, I'll talk about the Jets. Is that a deal, Mr. Poseidon? You subscribe to the channel, I will talk about the Jets. Hello, man. Well, thanks for being here. I hope you're subbed. If you're not, sub up. I give stuff away. That's how I try to get people to stay. No, but we were talking about wide receivers, and I got all talked out. And then everybody distracted me because they got me talking about scotch and whiskey and all that stuff. But we were talking about wide receivers and what we're going to do, what we expect to do, and also that people shouldn't panic and have a heart attack just because we haven't just because we're in need of wide receivers still, just because we don't have a deep enough room. Some people think we need another superstar. Some people think we need more depth. Why are you saying Any what deal? Deal, you do the same back. Live streaming tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Okay. What's is your name of your channel, Mr. Poseidon? Tomorrow, and is it 7 p.m. Eastern? Like, you got to give me some details here. Like, because I'll look you up, Mr. Poseidon. Well, I'll see that you subscribe to mine, and then I'll see what the name is, and then I'll look you up, and I'll happily sub to yours. I'll even put something in the chat and find out what your channel's about. We do a lot of fun stuff here. We usually do a lot of mock drafts. We talk about the Jets. I have a lot of crazy guests. We go crazy. We have a lot of fun. And we talk about other teams too. And we have a good time. And I give stuff away because I got a whole bunch of junk that I got to get rid of anyway. It's not really junk. I mean, it's just that I have a lot of stuff and my wife doesn't want it taking up room. Like, for example, I got endless unopened packs of football cards that I give out. Just gave out a few packs the other day. And I got a lot of Star Wars figures if you're into Star Wars. You have giveaways too. Cool, man. We got, you got to get people into it. You got to get people interested. Oh, Poseidon has got a lot of subscribers. All right, well then I will definitely go. And what is that to make me nervous, Y2K? Like, am I supposed to be doing something? Like, hey, I will come onto your show and give away some Star Wars action figures, or Star Trek action figures like this, and I'll give out basketball cards, baseball cards, all kinds of stuff. I'm happy to do it on other people's channels for the plug. Like, you plug my channel, I give away some stuff, and then I just tell people, if you want to win other stuff, come subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, because every once in a while I give stuff away. Like, if you want me to do that, oh, you said no, I don't? Okay. You got me all excited, Y2K. I thought he had that I could make a partnership here. I give stuff away on your channel, and you let me plug the hell out of my channel. It's all about subs. I don't care about anything else. I got enough people in here. Like late at night, I got 10, 11. I'll get like 20 people in here. It's all good. It's all cool. So like everything else is fine. I could go like this forever and be perfectly happy, but I would love to have the subs. Just so I show up in more search algorithms and my videos get more views and that kind of stuff. I know I'm not one of these people that fantasizes making any kind of real money on this channel. I know it doesn't work like that. I know people who they say you have to have like millions or something to make any money. Y2K. People are laughing and having a good time. I won't tell you why. Okay. So, I would also, I think a good idea for a channel would be, and I don't know who wants to start it, but I think it would be a good idea to have like a Let's Find a Wife for J. Cole show. I think it would be good. I like to work on doing the show together. Yeah, man. Y2K is awesome, isn't he? He's like, he's my balance, right? I'm just, because I'll just yell stuff out, this and that. He'll come in and start giving numbers. Like when I talk about different wide receivers that we've never heard of that will sign, that will look good, Y2K would have named 6 wide receivers that are on the market that fit that description. That's what I'm missing when I'm alone. So I appreciate that. I knew from the first time I had Mike on the show with me, I knew it. I had him as a guest on the Wednesday show. And after the show, I said, you've got to come on with me every week. You're my co-host. We all get paid from YouTube, and collab is the way to go. Cool. All right. Well, consider me a partner. Whatever you want. I will work with people. That's what it's all about, too. Jeremy, I posted a picture on Instagram, and the caption was, you can select my recipe, but the sauce won't taste the same. And a lot of girls liked it and made me so happy. That's great, dude. Oh, God, that's funny. Look, everybody's making nice. Yes, find J. Cole a wife show. The problem is that this is a sausage factory, dude. We only have guys in here, so I don't have the audience for you. Shoot, I'm still looking for a wife. Well, you could do that for you too, then. Maybe that could be a new idea. I'm Jewish, man. I could be a guy matchmaker. I could be a matchmaker. I could find men a wife. Look, really, how can I make this happen? Maybe I could go on. Maybe I'll find some someone to collaborate with from a channel that has lots of girls, like some kind of makeup YouTube channel provider or something. I hate the Browns with a burning passion. Do you know why? I think Green Bean hates the Browns because he hates the Cleveland fans because they try to jump him after a game once. And I think he said there was like 5 or 6 of him and his buddies, and there was like 40 of them, endless of them, but they wouldn't lose. They just kept like punching and hitting. He said it felt like we were fighting the whole parking lot. But the funny thing is they didn't lose. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I can't get you guys married, then I'll lose you as supporters. Like, what are you going to do, J. Cole, when you get married? You're going to tell your wife, by the way, I have to listen to my father on YouTube. I have to watch him for 3 hours a night. J. Cole, I'm a photographer. I'll hook you up with one of my models. Cool. Oh, man, why am I married then? Oy vey. That's my line. You don't understand, Mike. He's going to hound you now forever. I wish they go bankrupt. So you don't like Cleveland, huh? Models are crazy. I want to share more, Mike. Why do you hate Cleveland so much? What's your reason? What is your reason for hating Cleveland? Is it because they got Deshaun Watson? Or did they do something specific? Share your hatred. I feel your hatred. Right? Matthew Smith, express that hatred in the chat, and I'll become more powerful than you ever imagined. Why would the Texans even give Deshaun an option to stay in the AFC? I know that's so stupid, isn't it? Here's your score. When you start the show, do a 10-minute countdown. A 10-minute countdown. Have the girls dancing, not dirty, a sexy bikini dancing, 2 of them. Now watch your subscribers grow. Ah, man, no question about it. There's no question about it. When I'm on Facebook, there's these little short videos that have 2 million views, and all you could see in the picture is some girl in a bikini. And it could just be her walking around, and it gets 2 million views. It's so freaking true. It's crazy how true it is. Therapist Jeremy. You're right. I didn't even think of that. I should like hire 2 models and film them dancing as the intro to the show. And just in the thumbnail, them dancing. Next to just like around my head with like a Jets emblem on top of it or an NFL thing. Yes. Like it would totally work. And I'm crazy enough to do it. Maybe you understand that. Like when you want the subscribers, you'll just do it. I don't care what people say. Oh, he gives away stuff for subs. Yeah, I do. I want subs. That's the idea. When you start a channel, you want subs. Yeah, it's true. And anybody who ever thought of starting a channel would understand it. What's up, Owen? What's going on, buddy? Giving 230 million guarantee to a guy that committed 6. That's what. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, and they did it where it only cost against the cap. Like his salary is only $1 million the first year of it. So if he gets suspended, he doesn't lose a lot of the money. I mean, that's the sickening part. If any part of it is sickening, it's that. Just the fact that if he gets suspended, he gets to not lose that much money. It's kind of disgusting. Live only. Oh, it has to be live, like the girls dancing live or something. I don't know, man. I know some good people. I wonder if, because my wife doesn't care if it's for the show. Like she'd totally let a girl up here in a bikini if it was to get subscribers. I'm totally serious. She would. She'd be totally fine with it. There are people in my family that would be very offended and probably never talk to me again. Very sensitive to that kind of thing.
Take a Xanax and a glass of Manischewitz and call me in the morning. Jeremy's prescription. Wait, you forgot about the food. Eat a cheeseburger. Eat a cheeseburger, dude. You got to eat a cheeseburger. You can't just take a Xanax and have a Manischewitz. You got to eat a cheeseburger. Go through McDonald's and get a couple of McDoubles. We should have a show where me and Watuke and girls, and they choose between us. That'd be great. I'd put it right on this channel. I know, nothing dirty. Nothing dirty. So I'm not disrespecting anyone. I'm not getting in any trouble. Nothing dirty. That's what it is on Facebook. They're not doing anything dirty. They're just in a bathing suit, living life or talking and having a drink at a party with guys in a bathing suit. You know what I mean? Like, but it's showing them. Like, or just working out in the gym. Nothing dirty. I get it. Totally true. Have a hot girl answer questions about the Jets. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Eminon's still talking about food. Potato latkes with applesauce. Yes, Matthew, but in the end, she would want a big cut. Oh, yeah. But there's no, I mean, look. Even if I had to give 50%, 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. Right now, I got nothing. So is that, maybe it's fair to give her cut if it works. Right? It's crazy, but it's so true. That's the crazy thing. It's completely true. It's not even joking around. It is for real. She would start her own. Why is now she knows? Oh yeah. Figure it out. Like, why don't I just start my own channel? But you can always find someone else. You know what I mean? And guys like variety. They might be tired of the girl, but like, yay, a new one. Let's close this. No, I'm getting tired, guys. I'm getting tired. You're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. I have no excuse. No excuse. I'm going to look for Mr. Poseidon's channel. I'm not going to have to look too hard because Watuke already found it. Greetings, late night Jets crew. Greetings, Nick Rousseau. Am I going to get everybody coming home from the bar now? Is that what's happening? People are coming home. And then looking at like, oh, that crazy bald guy's on again. I'm going to go say hello and see what's up. Talking about wide receivers, Nick. What are we going to do at wide receiver, Nick? What are we going to do? We got to do something, right? We can't start the season with 3 guys, right? Are we going to sign Keelan Cole? What are we going to do? Are we going to draft 2 wide receivers? Are we going to sign some Keelan Cole type guy and dance and draft a young stud top wide receiver? What are we going to do? Oh, you see, so the bigger you get, the more they want to be on because it's a big audience for them. So you get some of them to do it early on, and then even the quality will go up because once you get bigger and bigger, it's exposure. Is that what you're thinking? It seems to make sense to me. Free agents, a lot of interesting ones. Just looked at the top 10 wide receivers, free agents, a lot of interesting ones. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's so early on. We can't sit here and act like we trade 10 for DK. Okay, you're one of those. Look, it's like to see DK in a Jets uniform would be kind of crazy and amazing. It would be also interesting to use their own pick. We'll give you your pick back. Give us DK. Start off small. I will send you a picture of one of my models in a Gets shirt and use it for your profile picture. Laughing out loud. I don't know if my wife would like this, but it depends. If I could show her some numbers of how much money could be made, with millions of subscribers, maybe she would do it. Maybe she'd be like okay with it all. You need to start small, Jeremy. Fat Chick Thursday. Oh God. Do you have any models with a big booty? That's my preference.
He's actually making requests, Mike. He's like requesting the kind of model. Adam Humphreys. I gotta look. Where is he from again? The name sounds familiar to me. How about we send more than a damn six to get Woods? Like what the? Yeah, but I don't think he wanted to pay him. I think it's the money. Again, I think that's about the money. Just a 10-minute dance at the start and close. Dance after your show. Okay. Do you do it when I go to your channel? Is that what I'm going to see? Or are you just thinking about this with me? Are we thinking out loud right now? Or is this something you already do and you're giving me advice? I live in Long Island. Chargers mostly. Oh, Chargers. Okay. Jet shirt. Oh, a model in a jet shirt. Oh, that's hot. Guys like that, man. You ever go to a game, you see a cute chick in a Jets jersey? It's hard not to notice. Humphreys is from Washington. Okay. They seem to have a lot of good receivers. They just had, like, you know, they just never have a quarterback. Mock. Oh my God, I can't do a mock now. I got it. My wife's gonna kill me. I gotta go down. I told her I was gonna come up here and be on for 15 minutes. I'm not kidding. 15 minutes. It's been an hour and a half. Yes, watch the end of me and wife always every 2-week show. We do it. It's a staple now. Been streaming for 3 years. Holy cow. Okay. I'm gonna check it out. Man, I can't believe you found my channel. Are you a Jets fan, or were you just saw a live show and jumped in? Like, that's wild. Like, I don't know what your channel's even about. That's why I'm asking you, a Jets fan. So maybe I'm going to go to the channel and find out, because I don't even know what the channel's about. But I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, I can find one. I don't think Watu looks like a dancer. He's more of a runner. My girl looks beautiful in a Jets jersey. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you have a girl, man. I hope she makes you happy. That's good. J. Cole needs a girl. So maybe does she got a sister or a cousin? Because we need to get this guy a girl. Not that often. So you are a Jets fan. I'm guessing that was the answer to that. Mock or we riot? Okay. You know me, I can't say no. I cannot say no to you guys. I just can't do it. Let me set this up. There we go. Okay, you ready to do a mock, guys? Cool. We're going to do a mock draft then. Let's do a mock. Share screen. Do this. Share. Boom. All right. So here we go. We have it set up. We're going to do a PFN mock simulator. We got the Jets selected. 7 rounds. Select draft speed. I'm going to go fast because I don't have time to make, like, hit the pause button and make trade offers and stuff like that. Never, Matt saying never. You see, that's why, J. Cole, that's why you got to make a good impression on somebody, because he's saying never. Oh, come on. Now, okay, maybe not someone who's related to your girlfriend, but doesn't she have, like, a friend that you don't like? Like an annoying friend? Like, come on, everybody's girlfriend has friends, and some of them are friends you don't like that are a pain in your neck. Give that one to J. Cole. This is, well, I'm not counting these, Adam. These requested mocks don't count as my numbers. I just did my mock 21.0. Okay, so here we go. Let's draft. People are already putting in their things. Like Alan Estrada is already telling me who to pick. So Alan, that's a good wish list. Let me look at it. Tibbs, I like it. Hamilton, I could live with that. Dotson, I love it. Pickens, you want to go 2 wide receivers. And Dulcich, I don't know much about Dulcich, but he's like ranking high with people. So I don't know. I don't know enough to say no or argue with that. But I'd be surprised if they went tight ends. Well, they might go tight end with the 3rd round pick. That's not crazy. That's not a crazy thing to do. Let's look at what we're being offered. We're being offered 15 and 19 by the Eagles. Man, wouldn't that be exciting if we got that offer? If JD had the, let's see who is on the board. See, this is the scenario where I would like to do it because we don't got a top edge. There's no top edge here. We can get Trayvon Walker with the 10th pick, or if he's not there, we can get Jermaine Johnson. So you know what I mean? If we didn't get Hutchinson, we didn't get Tibbs. I'm thinking maybe wouldn't it be nice to have 3 first-round picks? Take the offer, trade. Yeah, everybody agrees. I didn't even look at the other trades, so let's just take a quick look. Those are the Eagles. Look what Minnesota's offering. That's pretty sweet too. 12. We get 46 and 47. So what's more important to us? To get another first-round pick right now or to get the 46 and 42nd, 77? I think you're all going to agree that it's the Eagles, right? Okay, we're going to look at the third one, and then you're going to tell me which one you want. This one is to go down to 13. They'll give us 37 and a second and a 7th next year. So the Vikings is better. Okay, so we got Philly. We got Vikings. Okay, so I'm going to make it between Philly and the Vikings. Do we want everybody share who you want? Phillies or the Vikings? Right now we got 1-2 for Philly, 1 for the Vikings. It's 2-1. Philly's in the lead. Does anybody else want to vote? I'll do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and trading all they got for Watson. Okay, so it looks like Philly wins 2-1. Oh, 3-1. Mr. Poseidon came in with the 3-1. So I'm going to accept this trade. We get to 10. Jacksonville is making an offer I don't think we're interested in because we'd have to drop down to 33. Not that it's a horrible offer, by the way. That's a lot of draft capital, but we really got to get some blue chip players, right? And then Pittsburgh is saying, we'll give you our 20, our 52, and our second, but we also want you to throw in pick 111, which makes me want to tell them to kick tires. I think we have to make a pick here. Okay, so let's look at what's here on the board. Oh, Trayvon Walker is gone. We have to get an edge. Okay, so here is what's on the board. Ekwonu, Cross, Jameson Williams, Karlaftis is still alive. Stingley is down to 17 in the rankings. Wow, he really fell. Devin Lloyd. Okay, well, Nakobe Dean fell too. Okay, guys, we don't have an edge yet. We haven't picked. I see someone I really like right here. His name is Jermaine Johnson. We don't have to take him this pick, though. Yeah, Ikem Ekwonu is on the board, but we don't need him. But don't get me wrong. A lot of value there. A lot of value in Ikem Ekwonu. I just think we need an edge. Who do we want? Do we want what do we do if we take him? Like, where's he going to play? That's the problem. Maybe we trade. We trade someone. I mean, but do we really get that much better? We trade some. Who are we going to trade? Fant or Becton? Then we didn't really get that much better. We traded 2 competent. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he could step in from a govern. You know? Why are we telling him to chill? Oh. Guys, all right. We don't have to yell at him. We need a king. Why do we need him, though? Where is he going to play? That would put us in a position where we have to do a trade. We got Lakin. Yeah. I love Ekwonu. Don't get me wrong. I love him. I just don't know what we would do. Who are we going to trade? Fant might be gone after this year. Keep that in mind. I know, but what are we going to do this year? Did Landon go? Are you talking about London? No, London's still there. He's at 25. But remember, we have 2 picks coming up. We have 2 picks coming up, so we could definitely get Jermaine Johnson with one of those picks, and Rusty Spooner would kill me if we didn't take. Rusty Spooner would kill me if we didn't take Nakobe Dean with one of those picks. Just saying. Even though he's not here. Close. It would be an amazing line. We can get an edge with the next pick, though. It's true. If you're going to draft OL, draft Zion. That's a good point, too. He's moved up a lot in the rankings, though. He's like 19. Oh, but Zion could play center. That's a really good point. Yes, I work at midnight shift. Hopefully see you tomorrow night. Thanks and good luck. Get the dancing girls. Must be too. I will definitely watch it. Thanks, my friend. Thank you. Thanks for your support. I appreciate it. I'll come by your channel for sure. Okay, I like the idea of Zion Johnson because he could play center, and then we could free up $9 million. So at 10, I'm going to go edge right now, though. No, who are we the most in danger of losing? We're in the most danger of losing. Oh, but if we want, we could take Tyler Linderbaum. I would take him before Aquano. I like Jermaine better than Karlaftis. I know that might not seem logical to people, but there's something about Jermaine that I like better. Jermaine is just, I just like that, he has the bends. I don't know what to say. He looks like, he has more of the moves. It's just I feel weird taking him now because we can get him later. But are we're trying to play it like it's realistic, that in real life he might be off the board? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Jermaine Johnson right here. Boom. And then, did we lose Lindenbaum? No. Oh, now we could take Lindenbaum, and then we could take a wide receiver. How does that sound? If you don't take edge, we'll always have the bends. Lindenbaum is like my favorite player in this draft as far as guaranteed stud. Like, I don't know that we need him. I know it's arguable and what we should take, but to me, Lindenbaum is the safest pick in the entire draft. To me, he is a Pro Bowl center day one. I'm taking him. Boom. We just made our team so much better. Think of our offensive line right now. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Matthew. I know you wanted Eck, but I hope you could live with this, man. Think about, you don't like Lindenbaum. Only a center prospect. Zion could at least play both. Yeah. It's not the end of the world. You can't, it is what it is. All right, so look, I'm going to reject these 2 trades, and now we're going to take another guy. I think we have to go wide receiver. What say you? Do we want to go wide receiver or do we want to go linebacker? I'm going to do a vote. Linebacker or I can't live with this. Wow. I can't live with this? No, you can. You're saying you can live with this, right? We have to be able to live with it. Come on, it's a mock draft. We're just pretending. Matthew, we still like it. I like Aquano. I love Aquano. I do love Aquano. I really do. If we didn't trade for Lincoln, I would have been happy taking him at 4. I would have been thrilled getting him at 4 if we didn't take Lincoln Tomlinson. To me, it's more of a need thing. I have trouble when, Matthew made you make me a shrimp parmesan. You're supposed to make him a shrimp parmesan. You're the cook. Lloyd, let me see. London, Lloyd, London, receiver, London, wide receiver. Okay, receiver wins. And I feel like you guys want London over London. Okay, I'm not a big fan of his, but I'll take him. Boom. I got to let you guys, otherwise Jeffrey R. will be right. He's a liar. He says he'll let the chat participate, and then he doesn't. Wow. If you guys wanted 2 wide receivers, I'm just saying, New England could kick tires. 2 spots for a 4th? Nah, I'm not going to do trades. Let's just get a great team. Okay, so here we go. Traylon Burks is still up there. Can you imagine getting London and Burks? Just to be obnoxious. Now, there's no linebackers in this tier of the draft. We will get to linebacker like with the next pick, though. Right now, we're looking at Trent McDuffie, who, by the way, is a really good fit for our system. Safety are gone. Like it would be a reach to go safety right now. All the top safeties are gone. I wouldn't worry about it. We got a lot of good safeties, Alan, that we can get in the later rounds. Like we got a lot of guys that we really like. It's a very deep draft with safeties. I'm going to go at Matthew Smith here, and right now grab McDuffie. I think there's too much value there to pass up. Okay, and now let me do this. Reject. Now, wow, Traylon Burks is still up there. 38. We have Devontae Wyatt or Chad Muma. Right? I think everybody would agree those are the 2 guys we'd be looking at. Chad Muma or Christian Harris. I mean, I could live with that. Or Devontae Wyatt, a defensive tackle. Again, there's no safety yet that makes sense. We could look at that at 69 or even in the 4th rounds. Because look how far down you have to go. Jalen Petrie, which I'd like. I'd love to get him, but I'm not taking him at 38. Muma or Maffei. I like Maffei a lot. So we got a Wyatt and a Muma. 1 up, 2. It's 2-1 Wyatt. Mike says we need a defensive tackle, so it's 3-1, 4-1. Well, people are saying Wyatt. 3-1. 3-1. Yeah, it is tempting. Like, I think in real life he'd be very, very tempted to take I think in real life he'd be very tempted to take Traylon Burks. I do. I also think that he would love to have Boye Mafe. I think the need is tackle. So I think the chat is right. Like the majority of you are right. I think the need is tackle. So I'm going to say Devontae Wyatt because that's really good value and it meets a need. Now we're going to see who's left, right? Hopefully one of our guys will slip. We're at pick 69. Did we lose Petrie? Yeah, we lost Jalen Petrie. Freaking Seahawks. Anyway, let's see what we picked. Decide what we need. We got an edge. We got a center. We got a wide receiver. We got a cornerback and a defensive tackle. We definitely need a linebacker, guys. Right? We definitely need a linebacker. We didn't get a tight end yet either. Wow. Quay Walker is the next tight end. That's 83. So we reach and take him early? Look at these guys that are left, people. Do you want to get that tackle of the future? We just screwed up. Do we take Waylon Weidemeyer? Quay. If Rusty was here, he'd say, don't worry about it. Just get Leo Chanel. You know what? He's from Georgia. He has strength. He has the size and strength, they keep saying. Impressive range. I like it. Quay Walker. Boom. Starting linebacker. CJ Mosley gets help. Wattemeyer. We can't take Wattemeyer. We just screwed up. I love that. Evan said we just screwed up. At least you said we. You're not blaming me. No. Let's see what we got here. We haven't taken a tight end yet, guys, but Jake Ferguson is still there. He's right in the sweet spot. Like, he's like right on top of the board. Value pick at this point. Best tight end on the board. It's the 4th round. I think we need to bring in the young tight end. I don't know if Doldrich is still there. Let's look. He is gone. He's long gone. I think we have to take Jake Ferguson here. I have him as my number 3 preferred tight ends. See, I like McBride, Ruckert, Ferguson. Like, that's the order that I like. Don't forget, Ferguson went off on the Senior Bowl, so JD might take him. No, we're not going to do any more trades, even though they want to give us 1 million picks. All right, guys, we need a running back. James Cook is on the board on top. For those of you who are not content with wide linebacker, Troy Anderson is there. Take everybody likes Beaver. I think Beavers is gone. But Troy Anderson from Montana State, a guy we all fell in love with when we watched his tape, was a quarterback, an amazing running back, a running quarterback, switched to defense, won Defensive Player of the Year for that conference. Super, super smart, great football IQ. Kolar. I like Kolar, but we already took Ferguson, so now we have two senior veteran tight ends. We have Ferguson, and we have Kenny Yeboah. And I think we still might have. I don't know if they re-signed Griffin. They may have signed Griffin. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think we need a running back. Ooh, if we want a safety, Nick Cross. That's one of Rusty's diamonds. Okay, really? You guys want to take a second tight end? So we literally have CJ, Conklin, and you want to bring in 2 tight ends, and just like that's it. And really, we didn't take a linebacker. I mean, we took 1 linebacker and no safeties so far. Robinson. Oh, the running back Robinson or the wide receiver Robinson? There's a lot of Robinsons. There's the edge, Dominique Robinson. Let's go to running back. No, he's gone. There's no running back named Robinson left. Damian Pierce is still on the board. That's a good running back. 12 personnel and injuries. God, you guys like Kolar. Are you green bean people? If you like Kolar, you must be green bean. Oh, Robinson, the wide receiver then? Wendell Robinson? I don't know him at all. I mean, I'm up for doing something different. Dynamic ability. Shows up on tape. He's 5'8", so he's tiny, 178. But he has the speeds to turn the corner and get outside. He has elite agility as a runner. Wow. Well, they describe him as a stud. Green bean. I feel like everybody has to. I feel like I want to take. I feel like I want to take at least, different people's picks. So to make sure I covered everybody and everybody got a pick that they like, I'm going to grab Wendell Robinson. I'm going to do it. Boom. I'm going to watch his tape too. Maybe after this we could watch his tape. $146. Ooh, Kyle Phillips. No, we already got 2. Zonovan Knight is still on the board for running back. We have not taken a running back, but so is Damian Pierce. I think we have to take a running back. This is the big board. Do you want to see if he's still there? If Kolar is still there? Make you guys happy? Green Beans boy. There he is. Green Beans boy is still on the board. I'm telling you, man. Kolar's going to be a good tight end, man. I'm telling you. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking? Chanel. Oh, you want some perfume? We got 1 vote for Chanel. Anyone? Oh, look at that. Anybody into Kolar? Do we want to bring another linebacker in? I don't think we have. We need a second linebacker. Eminon and Galiza say Chanel. Alan Jones says Pierce. I think Chanel wins. He's the guy on top anyway. Maybe we'll get the running back with the next pick. I think we have to take a running back in this draft. Hassan Haskins is still there, so we're not. But you know what? I'll tell you who Rusty's favorite is. This is hysterical. Xander Horvath. I know that seems ridiculous, but if you watch his tape, Xander Horvath is an absolute monster. Just saying. But Tyler Goodson is still up there. Jerion Ely. Hassan Haskins is the most known guy on the board, and he is a power back. Pierce is gone. We blew that. Chanel or J. Cole will feed you your gas station sushi. Let's see if Kolar is still up there. We didn't take him, did we? He's still there. Kolar is still there. I don't think we can pass on Kolar again. Let's just end this torture. See how I get impatient? I can't do it, guys. You can't do this to me at night after being on for over 2 hours. When I told my wife I was going on for a half an hour. Hopefully she fell asleep on the couch. Jermaine Johnson is our edge. We're going to review the draft now. Unfortunately, Tibbs didn't drop. We got Jermaine Johnson at edge. We got Tyler Linderbaum at center. Linderbaum. So our offensive line is absolutely disgustingly amazing. I do have to say that. Jermaine Johnson, we hope he pans out, because if he doesn't, we're dead in the water. Drake London, wide receiver. Exciting. Trent McDuffie, cornerback. Great in the zone system, guys. He fits our scheme really well. People keep underestimating that. Devontae Wyatt, there's our defensive tackle. He is really good. He's a run stuffer. Quay Walker, he's really strong and good and fills gaps. So the 2 kids from Georgia will help us defend the run. Jake Ferguson. Now we have a tight end 3, a young guy for the future. Wendell Robinson, a tiny little explosive little scat back receiver, probably could be used in running plays as well and be used as a running back too. Leo Chanel, linebacker, absolute monster at getting to the quarterback. Great first step, very explosive off the snap. And Charlie Kolar, yet another tight end to throw into the room that would make Green Bean happy. And the rest of us if he worked out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was our mock draft. I've had better. I've had worse. You'd be happy? I have to find Mr. Poseidon. Where is he? So I spell his name right. Okay. Because it would be impossible for me to figure out how to spell the name Poseidon later. P-O-S-E, like posse, and then Idon. That's how I remember it. Posse Idon. Oh, no, Pose Idon. propose, Idon. Okay. You'd be happy? Okay. We didn't get a safety, did we? Sorry, Alan, you're right. We didn't get a running back either, did we? I don't think we got a running back either. That would have to be undrafted free agency. But I think Jason Pinnock is going to shockingly have a very good career and be a starting level safety. I do. I do. It was a small sample size, but it was against real teams. He did really good. He was like a very respectable, good safety against Tampa, which is insane to me, but it's true. Anyway, I'm gonna quit doing mock drafts because I'm worried that people get mad at me. I can't seem to do mock drafts without people getting pissed off. It's pretty awful. Anyway, that will about do it, guys. I gotta go to bed. I'm not even gonna go to bed. I gotta probably watch something with my wife because I promised her another episode of whatever show we're watching. I'm a teacher. I'm an assistant principal. I was a teacher for 10 years, 12 years, if you're talking to me. And now I am an assistant principal of an elementary school. You don't have to be that smart to be a teacher. Well, I'm not going to say that. You have to be smart to be a teacher, but you don't have to be that smart to be an assistant principal at an elementary school. I shouldn't say that. It's pissing people off. Anyway, I don't know. I pull it off, and I'm not that smart. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Oh, I'll be back on with Dom C tomorrow night. We're going to have a dual draft. So I'll see you then. Take care. I'll play this one. Oh, yeah. Go. Amazing. That's my boy. That's my boy.
He breaks away from a sack and completes the pass for first down.
Oh, Kittle just may have made the most amazing catch.
He fights for the first down and gets out of bounds too.
It's no good. Overtime. Oh, what a catch. How do you drop that? What are you, Jamal Adams? Touchdown.
This is a touchdown all the way.
He reached over the pylon. San Francisco beat Cincinnati.